Hi, everybody. My name is Andy. And I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And when I was growing up in Pittsburgh, I fell wildly in love with the music of the Beach Boys. My mom had an old LP of theirs, and I just thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever heard in my life. And I would play this record and stare at the cover of this album, and they're all the Beach Boys are piled into this woody, and they're looking out at the morning surf. And I would get so lost in the world of these songs. I just couldn't believe how great their lives were. And they're singing about surfing and hot rods and meeting girls, dating girls. They're all like mellow, fun guys, and it just was so different than everything about my life in Pittsburgh. And I would sit there. I was too young to drive anything, let alone a little Deuce Coupe or an XKE. And I was very shy around girls, and they just seemed to hang out with girls with such ease and go to root beer stands and hamburger stands. I got to get to this place. So I wanted that to be my life, though. So I decided I would write a short story and put myself in as the protagonist, and then the world of the story would just be the Beach Boys catalog. So I wrote this story called Endless Summer, and I thought it was so great. I would read it like every night. And then one night, I thought, well, I think it's time to push to a sequel. So I'd like to share with you guys Endless Summer Part 2. It was summer 1990. I was a California lovin', white sandy beach lovin', California girl lovin', beach boy lovin', palm tree lovin', surf lovin', 14-year-old. Who was dreaming of a week alone in California with all of those things. As soon as I raised the money myself, I was on that plane faster than you could say exotic babes, on exotic beaches in an exotic land. I got off my plane and took a look around my ultimate paradise. Wait a minute. What was that I spotted over near that palm tree? Could it be a member of the opposite sex? Approximately 5 foot 3 inches tall, 100 pounds and gorgeous. Why, that it was. I snatched up my luggage and strolled over. I said, "Hello, young miss." Can I ask you a question? Have you ever been in love before? And if not, could you please fall in love with me as soon as possible? She started to laugh. This chick was cracking up like asphalt on a winter's day. I asked her what her name was. She said it was Caroline. I met Caroline on the beach at 2 o'clock sharp. Caroline looked gorgeous, to put it mildly. Me, I was looking damn good. Not to brag or anything. Last summer, I had just been a scrawny 99-pound skinny shit. But now, I was a 111-pound, all-American kid ready to party. That picture was actually taken the same week I wrote this. So now Caroline and I go to a party, and I'd never been to a party in my life. Upon arrival to the party, we were asked our ages by some kid outside who appeared drunk. All right, let's face it. This kid was plastered like a basement ceiling. Anyway, when we responded 14, we were let in. The stereo was pumping, and so were two kids lying on the sofa. I asked Caroline to dance, and she said she would. You Can't Touch This was playing, and if MC Hammer wrote that song for me and Caroline, he had us all wrong. Believe me, we were touching all right. Plenty. The crustaceans of her bodily dimensions was beyond the human imagination. Her smooth but developed tummy. Her perfectly shaped hips, those long, luscious, tanned legs, and that face, oh, that face. This was God's greatest work by far. Not to even mention what she was doing to me. This girl was redefining feel up, and I was a newly published dictionary. Oh, her other hand? It was stuck on my ass like flies on shit. After an hour's more of dancing, talking, and ass grabbing, Caroline and I decided to leave. So once I started writing these stories, and I was reading them all the time, I started thinking that I wanted to bring these stories into my real life. I want to make these come true. So I remember my parents used to take us to the various East Coast beaches every couple years for vacations. And I remember so clearly, right before we'd leave, and I'd be in my room packing my suitcase, and I'd just be looking in the mirror and giving myself this pep talk, like, this is the year. This is your time. And I'd just be like, if you see a girl, just say hi to her. It's gonna be awesome. You're awesome. And so we'd get there. Wildwood, New Jersey, or Atlantic City. And I'd see the girl that I was imagining, and then I would say nothing, ever, never, year after year. All right, so now we're leaving this party. While starting to walk down the street to go home, I happened to spot out of the corner of my eye a 1960 black convertible Stingray Corvette. Holy shit, that thing was a monster. The key was just sitting in the ignition, begging to be turned. After about 1 second, I made my decision and told Caroline to hop in. I turned the key, hit the gas, and fucking roared out of the parking spot. I popped in a ZZ Top tape, and that was that. I was cruising in a beautiful car with a beautiful girl in a beautiful land. My destination? Makeout point. Upon arrival, I stripped her nude and cranked the bitch. I think I was just trying to shock myself or entertain myself. Well, that's kind of the fast forward version of it. I told her how much I cared about her. And she basically told me the same. But at the end of her speech, she kind of helped the situation with a pinch on the ass. That was my cue. It's just the letter Q in quotes. I leaned over and smacked a French kiss on her she'd never forget. In about 3 seconds, I found myself parked on second base, otherwise known as her rack. Her chest hills. Dot, 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 her tits. I must say I spent quite a while on second base, occasionally running back to first. Then all of a sudden I made a clean break for third. It was the greatest night of my life. But that's all I remember of it, because the next thing I knew, I woke up in the morning half clothed with Caroline's head on my lap. I have no idea why I'm falling asleep in the middle of my first sexual experience when there was no booze. We didn't drink anything at the party. I didn't see Caroline for the next 2 days because she had to go visit some family with her grandma. Without Caroline, my life was about as complete as Nancy Reagan's tits are. Or should I say tit? I'm so sorry. But when she got back, it was all Caroline. She leaned onto me and we fell on the bed. She slowly took her shirt off and bra. Bra spelled B-R-O-A-H. She slowly took her shirt off and bra. Whew, this was getting to be good. I then carried out the same action. She then took off her pants completely. I wasn't so quick to follow this time because I really didn't know where she wanted to take this, but hell, I took them off anyway. Holy shit. She went right to the hand job and took off her underwear. Gulp. What the hell was I supposed to do? Sure, I had a pack of condoms about a foot from my hand. Should I grab one and go for it? Or be a pussy wimp and stop there? Let's just say I took choice A. And what a mighty fine choice at that. Caroline and I were one. A pulsing, pumping, raging machine of hormones would best describe us. Hell, I was pumping this chick like the Saudis are pumping their oil fields. So when I was 21, I finally talked to a girl at a beach. Finally introduced myself. Her name was Gloria, and she was from Spain, and it was in Ocean City, Maryland. And we seemed to be hitting it off big time, and I thought, my gosh, it's finally going to come true. I'm going to have this wild beach romance. And I would go see her like most weekends for that summer, and that's a 7-hour drive down and back. But I was still pretty shy when it came to making a move. So the weeks were passing, and then the next thing I knew, it was her last night. She was heading to Spain the next day, and we had not even held hands. And I said goodbye to her. I said, see you later. And I walked to my car, and I got to my car, and I was like, you've got to go back and ask her if you can kiss her, because you cannot live with yourself if you don't. So I went back up and knocked on her door, and I said, and I still chickened out. I said, oh, I just wanted to give you this guitar pick to remember me by. And she was like, thanks. And I said, well, I mean, I was hoping I could kiss you too. And she said I could not. So this never really happened for me. I never got this, but I'm glad it didn't, because I went back to Pittsburgh, and 1 year later, I met a Pittsburgh girl who did want to kiss me, and we've been married for 15 years, and we have 2 kids. So. The following afternoon, I was told the Beach Boys were in town, giving a concert on the beach. My favorite band, to cap off the greatest week in my life. This was Gliss. I'd overheard my parents use the word bliss in conversation, but I'd misheard it. So I thought this was Gliss. I, of course, asked Caroline to go. Caroline and I danced on into the night. And when they played Surfer Girl, I knew that's what I was waiting for. She gave me a long kiss and said to never forget her and to always love her. And with that, she left. That night, I caught my plane back to Pittsburgh. While flying over the Pacific Ocean, I thought I saw the most beautiful of waves form Caroline's face. Maybe my mind was playing tricks on me. Or maybe, just maybe, Caroline had touched a part of me that only I touch while I'm in the shower. Thank you.